Picture this. You're diving in crystal-clear waters off the coast of Japan. The sun's rays dance through the water above you. You're swimming deeper and deeper when suddenly, you see something that makes your heart skip a beat. Massive stone structures rise from the ocean floor like ancient skyscrapers. Perfect stairs carved into solid rock. Walls that look like they were built by human hands. But here's the thing that'll blow your mind. These structures have been underwater for over 12,000 years. Welcome to Yonaguni, the underwater mystery that has archaeologists, geologists, and conspiracy theorists fighting each other for decades. Some say it's nature's most incredible accident. Others believe it's proof of an advanced civilization that existed before the pyramids, before Stonehenge, before everything we thought we knew about human history. Today, we're diving deep into the most controversial archaeological discovery of our time. We'll explore the massive stone structures that shouldn't exist, meet the people who risk their lives to study them, and uncover evidence that might just rewrite history books forever. By the end of this video, you'll question everything you thought you knew about our ancient past. Are you ready to discover the lost civilization beneath the sea? Let's go back to 1986. A local diving instructor named Kihachiro Aratake was exploring the waters around Yonaguni Island, the westernmost point of Japan. He was just looking for new spots to take tourists diving. Nothing fancy, just another day at work. But what he found that day would spark one of the biggest mysteries in modern archaeology. As Aratake swam through the clear blue water, he suddenly came face to face with something impossible. Rising from the ocean floor was a massive stone structure, perfectly carved with what looked like steps, platforms, and walls. It was like finding a sunken city, but this wasn't just any city. This was something that predated known human civilization. The structure was enormous. We're talking about a monument that's 150 feet long, 120 feet wide, and 90 feet tall. To put that in perspective, it's bigger than a football field and taller than a 9-story building. All of it carved from a single piece of rock, sitting quietly on the ocean floor. But here's where it gets crazy. The structure sits at a depth of about 80 feet below sea level. Scientists know that this area was last above water around 12,000 years ago, at the end of the last ice age. That means if humans built this thing, they did it when most of history books tell us humans were still figuring out how to farm. Word about Aratake's discovery spread quickly through the diving community. Soon, marine biologist Dr. Masaaki Kimura from the University of the Ryukyus heard about it and decided to investigate. What he found would consume the next 3 decades of his life. Dr. Kimura has made over 200 dives to study the Yonaguni Monument. He's mapped every corner, every angle, every mysterious feature. And with each dive, he became more convinced that what he was looking at wasn't natural. The precision of the cuts, the geometric patterns, the way different sections connected. It all pointed to human construction. But the scientific community wasn't ready to accept such a radical idea. If the Yonaguni Monument was man-made, it would mean that advanced civilizations existed thousands of years before we thought possible. It would mean rewriting history books and admitting that maybe, just maybe, we don't know as much about our past as we think we do. The discovery sent shockwaves through the archaeological world. Some embraced it as proof of ancient advanced civilizations. Others dismissed it as wishful thinking. The debate was just beginning. What do you think? Could ancient humans have built something this massive and precise 12,000 years ago? Drop your thoughts in the comments below and let's discuss this mind-bending mystery together. Let's talk about what makes the Yonaguni Monument so special. When you look at the evidence, it's hard to ignore the details that seem almost too perfect to be natural. First, there's the famous staircase. This isn't just a random rock formation that kind of looks like steps. We're talking about a series of perfectly carved steps, each one the same height, each one leading to the next in a logical progression. The steps are so precise that you could walk up them today if they weren't underwater. Try to find a natural rock formation anywhere in the world that creates perfect staircases like this. Good luck. Then there's the main terrace. It's a flat platform that's so level, it would make a construction worker proud. The surface is smooth and even, stretching across a massive area. Around the edges, there are what look like retaining walls, structures that would prevent erosion and keep the platform stable. These aren't random cracks in the rock. They're deliberate architectural features. Dr. Kimura has identified several other mind-blowing features during his decades of research. There's what appears to be a road running along the structure. There are drainage channels that would direct water flow. There are even what look like doorways and windows carved into the rock faces. But perhaps the most incredible discovery is the carved face. Deep within the monument, divers have found what appears to be a human face carved into the stone. It's not just any face, it's detailed, with clear features that show obvious signs of human craftsmanship. The face is about 6 feet tall and shows what looks like a person wearing some kind of headdress or crown. The geological evidence is equally fascinating. The monument is carved from fine sandstone, a material that's relatively soft and easy to work with using primitive tools. The rock shows clear signs of tool marks, straight lines, sharp angles, and smooth surfaces that are nearly impossible to create naturally. Dr. Kimura has also found smaller artifacts around the main structure. Stone tools, pottery fragments, and even what appear to be carved symbols or primitive writing. These discoveries suggest that the monument wasn't just a single structure but part of a larger complex, possibly an entire underwater city. One of the most compelling pieces of evidence is the way the monument aligns with astronomical events. Just like other ancient structures around the world, the Yonaguni Monument seems to be oriented to track the movement of the sun and stars. The main platform faces due south, and certain features align with solstices and equinoxes. The water erosion patterns also tell a story. The monument shows clear evidence of being above water for extended periods. The erosion is consistent with rain and wind weathering, not the kind of smooth erosion you'd expect from something that's been underwater for thousands of years. But here's where it gets really interesting. Recent sonar surveys have revealed that the Yonaguni Monument might not be alone. There appear to be other structures scattered across the seafloor in the area, suggesting that what we've discovered so far might just be the tip of the iceberg. The evidence keeps piling up, and each new discovery raises more questions than it answers. How did ancient people move such massive stones? What tools did they use to achieve such precision? And most importantly, what happened to the civilization that built this incredible monument? The skeptics have their arguments, but the evidence is hard to ignore. What's your take on these incredible features? Do you think they could be natural, or are we looking at proof of an ancient advanced civilization? The Yonaguni Monument has created one of the most heated debates in modern archaeology. On one side, you have researchers like Dr. Kimura who are convinced they found proof of an ancient civilization. On the other side, you have mainstream geologists who insist it's all just a natural formation. The battle has been raging for decades, and it's getting more intense with each new discovery. Let's start with the believers. Dr. Kimura isn't just some random guy making wild claims. He's a respected marine geologist with decades of experience. He's published numerous papers on the Yonaguni Monument and has presented his findings at international conferences. His argument is simple. The precision and complexity of the structures are beyond what nature can create. Kimura points to the straight lines, sharp angles, and geometric patterns throughout the monument. He's documented over 200 features that he believes show clear signs of human construction. The steps, the platforms, the carved faces. All of it points to intelligent design, not random geological processes. Supporting Kimura is a growing group of independent researchers and divers who have explored the monument firsthand. They've found what appear to be tool marks, deliberate modifications to the rock, and even evidence of quarrying activities. Some have discovered additional structures in the surrounding area, suggesting that the main monument was part of a larger complex. The believers also point to similar underwater structures found around the world. Off the coast of India, Cuba, and the Mediterranean, divers have discovered what appear to be man-made structures submerged by rising sea levels. They argue that the Yonaguni Monument is part of a global pattern of ancient civilizations lost to the sea. But the skeptics aren't backing down. Leading the opposition is Dr. Robert Schoch, a geologist from Boston University who's famous for his work on the Sphinx. Schoch has visited Yonaguni multiple times and remains convinced that the monument is entirely natural. Schoch's argument focuses on the geological properties of the area. He points out that the monument is carved from sedimentary rock layers that naturally fracture in straight lines and sharp angles. The step-like formations, he argues, are the result of these natural fracture patterns, not human construction. The skeptics also question the dating of the monument. While it's true that the area was last above water 12,000 years ago, they argue that the structures could have been carved much more recently, when sea levels were lower during various ice ages. This would place the construction within the time frame of known human civilizations. Dr. Schoch has identified several features that he believes prove the monument's natural origin. He's found similar rock formations on land that show the same geometric patterns. He's also pointed out that there's no evidence of the kind of construction debris you'd expect to find around a massive building project. The mainstream archaeological community has largely sided with the skeptics. They argue that accepting the Yonaguni Monument as man-made would require rewriting everything we know about human development. The timeline simply doesn't match up with current understanding of when humans developed the technology and organization needed for such massive construction projects. But the debate has taken some interesting turns. Some researchers have proposed compromise theories. Maybe the monument started as a natural formation that was later modified by humans. Maybe it's a combination of natural processes and human intervention. These middle ground theories attempt to explain the evidence without completely overturning established archaeological timelines. The controversy has also attracted attention from alternative history researchers and conspiracy theorists. Some believe the monument is proof of advanced ancient civilizations like Atlantis or Lemuria. Others suggest it was built by extraterrestrial visitors. While these theories lack scientific support, they've helped keep the Yonaguni mystery in the public eye. Recent technological advances have added new dimensions to the debate. High-resolution sonar mapping, underwater robotics, and advanced diving equipment have allowed researchers to study the monument in unprecedented detail. Each new survey reveals additional features that fuel both sides of the argument. The Japanese government has remained officially neutral on the question of the monument's origin. They've designated the area as a protected site and allow limited research, but they haven't taken a position on whether it's natural or man-made. This cautious approach reflects the sensitive nature of the debate and the potential implications of the discovery. What's fascinating is how passionate both sides have become. This isn't just an academic debate. It's a fundamental question about human history and our understanding of the past. The stakes are high, and neither side is willing to give ground. Where do you stand in this epic battle? Are you team believer or team skeptic? Let us know in the comments what evidence you find most convincing. If the Yonaguni Monument really is man-made, then we need to completely rethink what we know about ancient civilizations. We're not just talking about moving some dates around in history books. We're talking about the possibility that advanced human societies existed thousands of years before anything we've discovered before. Let's imagine for a moment that Dr. Kimura and the believers are right. What would that mean? Well, it would mean that 12,000 years ago, when mainstream archaeology tells us humans were just beginning to develop agriculture, there was already a civilization capable of massive construction projects. We're talking about people who could quarry stone, transport enormous blocks, and carve them with precision that rivals modern techniques. This lost civilization would have had to develop sophisticated tools, complex social organization, and advanced understanding of engineering principles. They would have needed to coordinate the work of hundreds or thousands of people over extended periods. They would have had leaders, planners, architects, and skilled craftsmen working together on a scale that we didn't think was possible until much later in human history. But here's the really mind-bending part. If such a civilization existed, what happened to it? The monument sits in an area that was flooded when sea levels rose at the end of the last ice age. This suggests that the builders lived in a world very different from ours. A world where the ocean was much lower and vast areas of land that are now underwater were dry and habitable. Some researchers believe that the Yonaguni Monument might be just one piece of a much larger puzzle. They point to other underwater discoveries around the world as evidence of a global civilization that was lost to rising sea levels. The Bimini Road off the coast of the Bahamas, underwater structures near Dvarka in India, and the megalithic ruins found in the Mediterranean all might be connected to the same lost world. This theory suggests that human civilization is much older than we thought, and that our ancestors were much more capable than we've given them credit for. It also raises the possibility that much of our early history lies hidden beneath the waves, waiting to be discovered. The implications for our understanding of human development are staggering. If advanced civilizations existed 12,000 years ago, then the traditional timeline of human progress, from hunter-gatherers to farmers to city builders, might be completely wrong. Maybe human societies have risen and fallen multiple times throughout history, with each cycle lost to natural disasters, climate change, or other catastrophes. Some researchers have connected the Yonaguni Monument to ancient flood myths found in cultures around the world. The story of Atlantis, the biblical flood, and similar tales from dozens of civilizations might all be cultural memories of real events. The destruction of advanced societies by rising sea levels at the end of the Ice Age. But even if we accept that the monument is man-made, we still face enormous questions about the people who built it. Who were they? What did they look like? How did they live? What kind of society did they create? The monument itself gives us few clues about the builders' daily lives, their beliefs, or their ultimate fate. The technology question is particularly puzzling. If these ancient people could create such massive and precise structures, what other capabilities did they have? Did they have advanced mathematics? Astronomy? Medicine? The astronomical alignments of the monument suggest they understood celestial movements, but how much more did they know? Some researchers have speculated that the Yonaguni civilization might have been more advanced than we can imagine. They point to the precision of the construction, the scale of the project, and the sophisticated understanding of engineering required. Could these ancient people have had technology that we've lost or haven't yet rediscovered? The monument also raises questions about global connections in ancient times. If similar structures exist around the world, does that mean ancient civilizations were in contact with each other? Did they share knowledge, technology, and cultural ideas across vast distances? This would challenge our understanding of how isolated ancient societies were. The environmental angle is equally fascinating. The builders of Yonaguni would have lived through one of the most dramatic climate changes in human history, the end of the last ice age. They would have watched as sea levels rose and swallowed their coastal cities. This experience might have shaped their worldview and cultural memory in ways we can barely imagine. For modern humans, the Yonaguni Monument serves as a reminder of how much we still don't know about our past. It challenges us to keep an open mind about human capabilities and to consider that our ancestors might have been far more sophisticated than we've assumed. The debate over Yonaguni also highlights the importance of underwater archaeology. As technology improves and we're able to explore more of the ocean floor, we might discover that the seas hold secrets that could completely transform our understanding of human history. Whether you believe the monument is natural or man-made, one thing is certain. It represents one of the most intriguing mysteries of our time. It forces us to question our assumptions, examine our evidence, and consider possibilities that seemed impossible just a few decades ago. What do you think this discovery means for our understanding of human history? Could there really be lost civilizations waiting to be discovered beneath the waves? Share your thoughts in the comments below. So there you have it, the incredible mystery of Yonaguni, the underwater monument that has scientists, archaeologists, and history buffs around the world scratching their heads. We've explored the discovery that shocked the diving world, examined the evidence that seems to defy explanation, witnessed the epic battle between believers and skeptics, and considered what it all might mean for our understanding of human history. Whether you believe the Yonaguni Monument is a natural geological formation or proof of an ancient advanced civilization, one thing is absolutely certain. It's forced us to ask bigger questions about our past. It's reminded us that the ocean holds secrets we're only beginning to discover, and that human history might be far more complex and fascinating than we ever imagined. The debate continues to rage, with new evidence emerging all the time. Recent technological advances are allowing researchers to study the monument in unprecedented detail, and each new discovery adds another piece to this incredible puzzle. We might be on the verge of major breakthroughs that could finally settle the question once and for all. But maybe that's not the most important thing. Maybe the real value of the Yonaguni Monument isn't in proving or disproving any particular theory. Maybe it's in the way it challenges us to think differently, to question our assumptions, and to remain open to possibilities that seem impossible at first glance. If you found this deep dive into the Yonaguni mystery as fascinating as I did, make sure to hit that like button and let me know in the comments what you think. Are you team believer or team skeptic? Have you heard of any other underwater discoveries that might be connected to this mystery? Don't forget to subscribe and ring that notification bell so you never miss our explorations into the world's most incredible mysteries. We've got tons more mind-bending content coming your way, from ancient civilizations to modern conspiracies to scientific discoveries that will blow your mind. And if you're hungry for more mysteries right now, check out our video on the Antikythera mechanism, the ancient Greek computer that shouldn't exist. Trust me, it's another rabbit hole you won't want to miss. Until next time, keep questioning, keep exploring, and remember, the truth might be stranger than we ever imagined.